Music over years has changed and stayed the same in a series of events. Music over time has started with ragtime and moved through to jazz as the music got more popular but more for the wealthy. Starting in the 1920s, Louis Armstrong was a big influence, and the legend of jazz, King Oliver. The Roaring Twenties came to an end, with Bing Crosby and Shirley Temple rocking out to jazz. R&B came up to Nat King Cole's hit single Too Young. The music rock and roll influenced by famous Elvis Presley became the hit all the way to the 1970s. As the British invasion came about, the Beatles, The Who, and the Rolling Stones were just a few who ruled that era. Disco music then became the new hit thing as the Bee Gees and Donna Summer sang the night away. In the early 2000s, music started to change as we went from jazz to rap and rock and roll to pop. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Eminem were just those who made some of the biggest impact. Music has changed in many ways. One way music has changed is the evolution of music players over time. In the 1920s, what most people used was a radio, which transmitted the news or the music. In the 1940s, which was also the vinyl era, they used LPs, which are long players, or also known as record players. In the early 1960s, they created a tape, which played up to 40 minutes of music, called the 8-track tape. In the 1970s, they had cassette tapes. They signified the 8-track tape, but had a better sound quality. Starting in the early 1980s, the first commercial CD was produced by Philips and Sony. Later that decade, they created digital audio tapes, and then technology got more advanced as they soon invented the MP3. During the 2000s, the iPod was invented by Apple, and in 2003, Apple launched iTunes. Up till now, music keeps improving and advancing, as well as technology.
Music has stayed the same in a variety of ways. One way is that each artist adds a message in each song. Most songs have a message within the music, and music is a way of entertaining, and this is one way how the artists do so. An example of a comparison of a song from 1970s is War by Edwin Starr, as he writes about the song and how war is good for absolutely nothing, and it would just make us hate more and more things in our world. In 2013, the song I Lived by OneRepublic is about the importance of a journey of life, living every minute, every second to the day you die. Another way music has stayed the same is that music produces a theme: love, anger, happiness, sadness, and that all musical artists are trying to do is entertain one another. By creating this theme, it'll add emotion to it. Music has also been categorized as a genre: pop, country, jazz, or blues, and that will always stay the same to separate those from one another.
Music has proven to us that it's changed and stayed the same in many ways. Music has changed by how the different players of music they have in history. And it stayed the same in the themes and genres it's categorized in, and the moral messages that the artists produce to entertain us and please us throughout the world. Music has definitely made a big impact on America, and hopefully to continue that throughout the years. You just can't seem to find